Good morning, my dear students. Today we're going to have another virtual class for GE 6114, Math in the Modern World. Today we're going to discuss your week 8, which is all about data management. So these are our objectives for today's lesson. At the end of this module, you're expected to 1. Uses a variety of statistical tools to process and manage numerical data. 2. Apply the measures of central tendency, dispersion, and relative position in a given certain conditions. Number 3. Advocate the use of statistical data in making important decisions. So we have here the measures of central tendency. A data set refers to a collection of numbers or values that relate to a particular subject. For example, the test scores of each student in particular class is a data set. The number of fish eaten by each dolphin at an aquarium is also a data set. So we have your test scores of each students. We have your the scores. We have 89, 100, 89, 95, 64, 94, and 92. Fish eaten by per dolphin, we have 10, 12, 10, 8, 20, 10, 15, and 18. So these are the example of a data set. Measures of central tendency. In data management, it refers to an administrative process by which the required data is acquired, validated, stored, protected, and processed, and by which it is accessibility, reliability, and timeliness is ensured to satisfy the needs of the data users. In this module, datasets and how to use the operations of mean, median, and mode to manipulate the data is the one to be discussed. A measure of central tendency is a single value that attempts to describe a set of data by identifying the central position with that set of data. As such, measures of central tendency are sometimes called measures of central location. They are also classed as summary statistics. The mean, often called the average, is most likely the measure of central tendency that you are the most familiar with, but there are others such as the median and the mode. So measures of central tendency. The mean, median, and mode are all valid measures of central tendency, but under different conditions. Some measures of central tendency become more appropriate to use than others. Mean, it refers to the sum of the numbers divided by n. While median, it refers to the middle number if n is odd, or for a rank order list of numbers, or the mean of the two middle numbers if n is even. Okay? Mode, it refers to a number that occurs most frequently in a list of numbers. So also we have your D, measures of central tendency. Measures of central tendency refer to the numerical values which indicate or locate the center of a distribution. Calculations are different for ungroup data and group data. And group data computations are under descriptive statistics, while group data calculations are under inferential statistics. Measure of central tendency basically include the mean, median, and the mode. Other measures of central tendency will also be further discussed. So the following are the symbols for the three measures. So baka mamaya magkakaano tayo, no? Okay? So this is now the difference between the symbols for our the mean, median, and mode. We're going to represent your mean, meron tayong x bar. Okay? Pag median naman, x tilde, no? Sabihin parang may curve po siya dito, which represents our median. Pag mode naman, x hat. So these are now the difference of our variable. Arithmetic mean is the total of the sum of all values in a collection of numbers divided by the number of numbers in a collection. It is calculated the following way. Arithmetic mean is equal to x1 plus x2 up to the last data or data set divided by the number of the data set. So arithmetic mean, example, compute the mean for the first 6 add natural numbers. The solution, the first 6 natural numbers are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. And with that, we're going to compute for the arithmetic mean. So our answers will be 1. We're going to sum up all our data sets. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. I-add po natin yon. Divided by n. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 sets of numbers in our data. So 36 all over 6, the arithmetic mean or the average mean is equal to 6. Thus, the arithmetic mean is equal to 6, no? So you can have also your calcu. If you're going to make use of your calcu, only on your calcu, 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9 plus 11 equal. Divided by 6, then you're going to have the answer of 6. So we have here another example of the mean of a set of value is the sum of all measurements divided by the number of measurement in the set. It's also commonly called as the average. So the mean for ungrouped data formula, so x bar is equal to summation of x all over n. X is the value of the element, n of the number of the elements. Let's say for example, the following are the income of Mr. John's business in one of his operating weeks. Find the mean, no? So we have your day, Monday, Tuesday up to Sunday, no? Income, 25 during Monday. Tapos, Tuesday, 20,000. Wednesday, 10. So we're going to look on the weekly income. Mas marami po siyang income during Monday, and then pababa until Sunday. So what we're looking for here is the mean of the income of Mr. John's business. So how are we going to do that? Solution. X bar is equal to, we're going to add all the income. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 days and their daily income. Okay, divided by 7 days. Then the mean or the average income for the 7 days, we have 13,000 pesos. So that's the way how we're going to compute for the mean of the ungrouped data. Okay. So next you have your the median. This is the middle value of the given set of measurements provided that the value are arranged in array. So, dun sa mean po natin, walang problema doon, no? We're not going to arrange our data. Okay? Basta i-add po natin lahat, then divided by the number of elements. Sa median po naman, sabi dito, we're going to arrange the data. First to do is to arrange all items from highest to lowest or lowest to highest. Then determine the number of elements. So we have now the median for ungrouped data. Formula is equal to x del, no? N plus 1 divided by 2, where n is the value of the element. So let's use the data from table 1. The income of Mr. John's business, which has 7 elements. Let's then arrange the values from lowest to highest. So ito pagtitigan po natin, ito yung income yung Sunday, Saturday, hanggang Monday. So in-arrange po natin siya from lowest income to highest income. If we're going to look on that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 elements. So solution, so we solve for the median. 7 plus 1 from our formula, n plus 1, which represents the number of elements. So by this time, we have 7 elements. 7 plus 1 divided by 2 is equal to 4. So this refers to the fourth element, which is 10,000. Kaya pag titingnan po yung ating median niya, 1, 2, 3, 4. Tapos 1, 2, 3. Parang 1, 2, 3. So this is now the median. Kanina, yung mean po natin is the daily average income is 13,000. Pero, yung median po natin, if we're going to look at that, the answer is 10,000. Ito yung pinaka-gitna. Okay? The fourth one is 10,000. So, you can see the difference between mean and median. Next, you have the mode, no? This is the most frequent value in the data set. It is the simplest measure of central tendency. So the more mode for ungrouped data. Let's use this problem. The following are the scores of 10 students in a 10-item exam in business statistics. We have 10, 7, 5, 4, 7, 9, 7, 8, 5, 6. So pag kukunin natin yung mean, walang problema, i-add po natin lahat, then divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Makukuha natin yung mean. Sa median naman, i-arrange muna natin, tapos kukunin natin yung middle score. Okay? Using the formula, n plus 1 divided by 2. Okay? So since this score, 7, appeared the most frequent, it is considered as the mode. So pag titingnan po natin kung ano yung dati dito, sabi dito, the most frequent element. So pag titingnan po natin, yung 7, naulit siya ng 3 beses. Yung 5 is 2. So with that, we can conclude that the mode for these data sets is equal to 7. Dahil siya yung maraming beses na lumabas na score. So with that, you can see now the difference between how you are going to compute between your mean, median, and mode. This is now the part of the measures for the central tendency. Okay? So meron din tayong tinatawag dito na weighted mean. So ano yung pagkakaiba ng weighted mean sa arithmetic mean? The formula for the weighted mean of the number n numbers x1, x2, x3 is xn. So weighted means equal to the summation of x multiplied by w all over the summations of w. Where the summation x times w is the sum of the product formed by multiplying its number by its assigned weight. And summation of w is the sum of all the weights. Okay? So next, weighted mean example. Alex usually eats lunch 7 times a week. But some weeks only gets 1, 2, or 5 lunches. Alex had lunch, no? On 2 weeks, only 1 lunch for the whole week. On 14 weeks, we have 2 lunch each week. Tapos on 8 weeks, we have 5 lunches each week. On 32 weeks, we have 7 lunches each week. What is the mean number of Alex has in each week? So this is now our solutions. So use weeks as the weighting, no? So weeks is equal times lunches, so 2 times 1. Ito na siya, no? First week, no? Plus 14 times 2. Okay, ito na siya, no? Plus 8 times 5. No? Then 32 times 7. So we have 2 plus 28 plus 40 plus 2 to 4. The answer is 294. Okay? So also add the weeks, no? How many weeks in total? 4, 2, 14, 8, 32. We have a total of 56 weeks. Divide the total lunches by total weeks. We have weighted means equal to 294 divided by 56. So the weighted mean is equal to 5.25. So if we're going to look on our graph, dito, it looks like this, no? 0 up to 10. Okay? 10 weeks, no? So we have here the 5.25, which represents the weighted mean of Alex. Okay? So that's the way we're going to compute, no? Just like with you, you're finding your general weighted average, no? Parang ganito po yung formula po natin. So after the trimester, you're going to have your first try grades. So if you're going to compute for the weighted average, what you're going to do, number of units times your grade. So pag 7 po yung subjects po natin, so we have 7 subjects, no? So yun po yung gagawin natin. Units, J6114, 3 units times 95, J6100, okay, times 90. Then after that, you're going to divide the whole by the number of units. With that, you can get your general weighted grades po natin. Okay? So that's the way how we're going to compute your weighted mean, which is different from the average or the mean. Okay? So weighted mean example solution. Example continued, no? So let's use weight W for the number of weeks as the weight. So binaliktad po natin. Ngayon, no? X for lunches, the value we want, the mean of. Multiply W by X, sum up W, and sum up WX. So 2 times 1, we have 2. 14 by 2, 28. 8 by 5, 40. 37 by 2, we have 224. Yung summation of weight po natin is equal to 56. So, WX, multiply itong dalawa, sum nila is 294. The symbol ganito, sigma, means sum up. So, the mean is equal to 294 divided by 56 is equal to 5.25. Okay? So, same answer as before. So, tulad po ng grades po ninyo, as I have discussed, okay, while ago, pag nandito yung grades po natin, nandito yung number of units, so 100 times 3 units, lalabas dito. 95 times 2 units, okay? So, you're going to sum up this one. The total units, then mo multiply nyo siya dito, and then, isasum up nyo ulit dito, then after that, you're going to divide these two, then you're going to have your general weighted average grade for the first trimester. Okay? Next, kasi yung mean kasi, yung difference ng mean po natin, pag ito, divide natin 2, 14, 8, 32, we have 56 divided by 4. So, ibig sabihin doon, pag yung mean natin, our answer is 14. But what we are looking here is the weighted mean, not arithmetic mean. Okay, so the difference is that ito. Okay? So, median formula with n is add. So, this is another formula, no? N plus 1 is to n term all over 2 or the observation. Median formula when n is even. Okay, we already done this one, no? Kanina, no? Pero ginamit natin yung n term, no? N plus 1 divided by 2. For the even numbers naman, or sets or elements, n divided by 2 observations plus n all over 2 plus 1 observations divided by 2. So, we're going to have that. Example. The Jameson family drove to 7 states on their summer vacation. Gasoline prices varied from state to state. What is the median gasoline price? So ito yung mga ano natin, data po natin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Solution. Ordering the data from less to greatest. We get? So ang gagawin po natin, i-arrange po natin siya. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. From lowest to highest. Then after that, using the formula, since we have add, there's 7, no? Ito, gagamitin natin, 7 plus 1 is 8 divided by 2. So we have 1 divided by 2 is 4. So we're looking for the fourth element. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is now the fourth element which represents your median. Okay? So ganun po yung pag-compute. Next, using the formula in the previous example. Okay? n plus 1 all over 2. So we have 8 divided by 2. We have the fourth term po siya. So the answer is 1.84. Next, median when we have even elements, no? During the first marking period, Nicole's math quiz scores were 90, 92, 93, 98, 95, 97, 87, and 98. What was the median quiz score? Solution, tulad pa ng dati, we're going to arrange our element from lowest to highest. So we have 87, 88, 90, 92, 93, 95, 96, 98. So using the median formula for the even elements, so we have n, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 elements. 8 divided by 2 for this one, plus 8 divided by 2 plus 1 divided by 2. So we have 4 plus 4 plus 2 divided by 2. Okay, 4 plus 5 divided by 2. Okay, so 9 divided by 2, the answer is 4.5. Okay, so we have may corrections dito, no? 4 plus 2, no? It should be 1, no? 8 divided by 2, it should be 4, and then 1. So we have your 5. Okay? So the answer is 4.5. So if we're going to get the value between 4 and 5, we have 92 plus 93 divided by 2. 185 divided by 2 is equal to 92.5. So that's now our median. Bali, ganito lang technique siguro para makita natin yung makuha natin kaagad yung median. So the difference there is that pag ginamitan mo siyang formula, pwede rin siya, no? But if we're going to look on the observation, analogy po siya, pag even number siya, pag add number muna, yung number of elements po natin, i-divide natin yun, no? Tulad kanina, divide natin, tapos ito, no? 7 plus 1 divided by 2. Ang kunin lang po natin is yung pinakagitna. Tulad dito, if we have 7, pinakagitna nila is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yan yung pinakagitna. Pag 9, ang pinakagitna nila is 5. Okay, gano'n lang po siya. Pero pag sa even naman siya, gagawin lang po natin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, no? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If we're going to look, gagawin po natin, kunin natin yung middle 2 scores. Tapos divide natin ng 2 para makuha yung average. That's the way how we're going to get the median scores if we have even set of elements. Kaya we have 92.5. So parang baka mamaya gamitin yung formula, wala nang problema doon. Pero if you're going to look on analyzation, makukuha mo kaagad, i-add mo itong dalawa divided by 2, that is our median. Okay? Next, we have now the measures of dispersion. It refers to the difference between the greatest data value and the least data value in a given set of data values. Example, in 4, 6, 9, 3, 7, the lowest value is 3 and the highest is 9. So if we're going to look for the range equal to 9 minus 3 is equal to 6. Highest minus the lowest, this is what we call the range of the data sets. Next, we have your D, standard deviation. It is a measure of the amount of variation or dispersion of set of values. A low standard deviation indicates that the values tend to be close to the mean of the set, while a high standard deviation indicates that the values are spread out over a wider range. So this is now your formula. The population standard deviation. Ito yung symbol niya, no? Okay? So it's equal to n, the size of the population, xi, its value from the population, mu, okay, that is the population mean. So if we're going to compute for the standard deviation, the square root of the summation of xi minus u raised to 2 divided by n. Okay? So how are we going to do that? So let's say, for example, for this one, Find the standard deviation of 6, 2, 3, and 1. First, we're going to find their mean or the average or their arithmetic mean. But by this time, denote as mu. Okay? So we have 6 plus 2 plus 3 plus 1 all over 4, 12 all over 4 is equal to 3. So therefore, the average of these 4 data sets is equal to 3. Hindi po siya weighted mean, no? That is arithmetic mean po siya. Okay? Next, variance. It refers to a statistical treatment measurement of the spread between numbers in a data set. More specifically, variance measures how far each number in the set is from the mean and thus from every other number in the set. So sample variance squared is equal to the summation of xi minus mu raised to 2 divided by n minus 1. Okay? So sample variance xi, the value of the one observation, mu, the mean value of all observations, and it refers to the number of observations. So we have your example. There are 45 students in a class. 5 students were randomly selected from this class and their heights in centimeter were recorded as follows: 131, 148, 139, 142, 152. These are the selected 5 students, and this one is their height in terms of centimeter. Calculate the sample mean and sample variance of their heights in centimeter. Okay? So, how are we going to do that? So, meron tayong formula kanina, no? Ito yung variance po natin. Ito yung formula po natin. And if we're going to have this kind of example, 131, 148, 139, 142, and 152. So, sample size, how many students do we have? We have 5 students. We're going to compute for their arithmetic mean or mean, no? 131, 148, 139, 142 plus 152 divided by 5. So their mean is 142.4 centimeter. Okay? So this is our mu, no? Ito na yun. Okay? Next, using the sample variance formula. Sample variance equal to 1 all over n minus 1 multiplied by xi minus x raised to 2. Okay? So we have 1 minus 5 all over 1 xi, the summation of xi minus 142.4. Okay? So yung xi po natin dito, ito siya, no? The value of one observation. So gagamitin po natin dito, meron tayong summation. So we have your 5 data. If we're going to substitute that one, summation po siya. So since we have 5 data, we're going to have 5 groupings, no? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Xi, we have 131. 131, ito yung pinakauna. Minus your mean, ito yun, no? Summation siya. Ito yung unang data, observation, plus yung mean. So ito siya, no? 131 minus 142.4 and then squared. Yun siya. Okay? Tapos, 148. Ito yung second data, no? Minus your mean. Then, squared. Next, we have your third data. 139, 142.4, and then squared. Fourth data, 142 minus 142.4, and then squared. Then 152 minus 142.4 squared. That was divided by n. Number of observations is 5 minus 1. Kaya meron tayong 4 dito. So if we're going to look on the value, lahat po yun ay positive po, no? Kasi dito, 131 minus 140.4 is negative yung lalabas. Negative 11.4. Pero pag ni-raise to 2 nyo yan, negative times negative, you're going to have a positive value. So therefore, we're going to compute for that one, the sample variance for this data, okay, for the five students, The answer is 66.3 centimeter squared. So that's now our answer, and we apply your sample variance formula. Okay? Good siya. So next, what's the difference between standard deviation and variance? Sabi dito, variance is the average squared deviations from the mean, while standard deviation is the square root of this number. Okay, so pag titingnan po natin yung formula kanina, ito yung formula ng mean po natin, di ba? Okay, that is our standard deviation, yung square root niya, no? Pero dito, sabi dito, the mean, while standard deviation is the square root of this number. Kaya may square root sign po na tayo doon. Both measures reflect variability in a distribution, but their units differ. Where standard deviation is expressed in the same units as the original value. Example, minutes or meters. Variance is expressed in much larger units. Meters square. Okay? Kaya tinawag nila meter square kasi pag titingnan po natin, we have squared po siya dito. Pero dito, sa standard deviation po natin, wala siya. So, ano lang siya? Isa lang yung exponent ng unit po natin. Kaya meter, pwedeng minute, pwede po siya. Pero dito, we have square meter. Let's know the difference between standard deviation and variance. Next, we have your percentiles. A percentile is a term used in statistics to express how a score compares to other scores in the same set. A value called X, called the P, or the percentile of a data set provided P% of the data values are less than X. Given a set of data and a data value of X, percentile score of X is equal to the number of data values less than X divided by the total number of data values multiplied by 100. So how are we going to have that one? Example. You're the fourth tallest person in a group of 20, which means 80% of people are shorter than you. Kasi yung 20%, yan yung mga tallest part. Pero yung 80%, mas malilit sila. So that means you are at the 80th percentile. Okay? Kung ba yung range po natin dito ay nasa 80. 80th percentile po kayo. So divided. So if your height is 1.85, then 1.85 meters is the 80th percentile height in that group. So yun po ibig sabihin ng percentile. Pang 80 ka. If you're going to arrange this one, then based on the given condition, you are the fourth tallest person in a group of 20. So you are 80th percentile. Quartiles and box and whisker plots. The quartiles of a data set are three numbers, quarter 1, quarter 2, and quarter 3. That partition the ranked data into four approximately equal groups. No? Quartile 2 is the median of the data. Quarter 1 is the median of the data values less than quartile 2. And quartile 3 is the median of the data values greater than quartile 2. So, paano kuhanin yung median po natin kanina? I-arrange po natin. Tapos kung ano yung nasa gitna ng score, that is our median. Quartiles are the values that divide a list of numbers into quarters. Kaya tinanong quartiles, no? Box and whisker plots. A box and whisker plots is a display used to show the quartiles and the maximum minimum values of a data set. Example dito, quartiles, no? 5, 7, 4, 4, 6, 2, 8. Put them in order. So we're going to arrange 2, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cut the list into two quarters. Okay? So we have 2, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 quarters nasa gitna. So ibig sabihin, this one represents your middle quartile, or that's our median. Tapos, dito, yung median, ditong natira, ito na siya, no? That's your quarter 1 or lower quarter. Okay? So, lower quartile po siya. That's our quarter 1. Okay? Next, more than the second quarter. Ito, no? Ito siya, no? Quarter 2 and quarter 3 is the median of the data value greater than quarter 2. Yung quarter 3 po natin, ito siya. So, ano yung median nitong tatlo after your quarter 2? So, ito na siya. This your quarter 3 or upper quartile. So, pag titignan po natin, this is our 25%, this is our 50%, and this is our 75%. Or in short, quarter 1, parang 1/4 quarter, that represents your 25%, 50%, and 75%. And the result is quarter 1 is 4, quartile 2 is the median, which is equal to 5. Quarter 3 is equal to 7. Ito po siya. Okay? So, next, example number 2, no? Examples 1, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 6, 7, 8, 8. So, the numbers are already in order. Ito na po siya. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, pag tinig po natin, our set of elements, there are 10 elements. So, gagawin po natin, we're going to look at the two middle numbers and divide it by 2. So, that will serve as their median. So, we have 5 plus 6 divided by 2. Your median is 5.5. Okay? And after that, we're going to get the quartile 1. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, pinakakita dito, since we have add, the answer is 3. Same with this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ang pinakagitna is 7. So, this one represents your the 25%, the 50%, and the 75%. Pag dito, that's already 100%. Quartile 1 is equal to 3. Quartile 2 is equal to 5.5. Quartile 3 is equal to 7. Okay? So, box and whisker plots. So, ito yung pagkakaiba nila. Lower extreme, the smallest value in a given data set. Ito siya. So, if this is our data, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, up to 22, this is our lower extreme. The smallest value in our data set. Upper extreme, the highest value in a given data set. For this one, we have 22. The median, the middle number in the data set. So, since we have even elements, so gagawin po natin, the median here will be 13. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, ito yung median po natin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ito na, no? So, this is our median. Lower quartile, below that value, the lower quartile, which is 25% of the data are contained. So, yung 25% ito, which represents your the lower quartile. Okay? So, ito yung box po natin, no? Magmula 10 hanggang dito. Upper quartile, above the value, the upper 25% of the data are contained. Ito yung upper 25% po niya. Whiskers, no? The lines that extends from the boxes, they are used to indicate variability out of the upper and lower quartiles. So, ito yung box and whisker plots. Ito na po yung sagot po natin. Okay? So, example, a simple box and whisker plot. Suppose you have the math test results for a class of 15 students. Here are the results. 91, nandito siya, no? There are 15 students. So, there are 15 data sets. Step 1, order the data points from list to greatest. So, i-arrange po natin, tulad pa ng dati, from lowest to highest. Find the median. So that is 15 divided by 2 plus 1, 16 divided by 2, we have 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is our median. Okay, paano nakuha? From our number of elements, they are 15. Plus 1 is 16 divided by 2, so we have 8. This is our element, we have 80. That's our median. This is an odd set of data. You have 15 data points. It means the middle point is 80 as there are 7 data points above it and 7 numbers below. So 7 dito, 17 dito. And this is our middle score, which is 80 po siya. So next, example number step 3, find the middle points of the two halves divided by the median. Find the upper and lower quartile. So, ibig sabihin, pinag-gitna nito from the lower part of the median is 70. So, paano kunin? Kunin natin yung median po niya uli. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, 7 nito plus 1 is 8 divided by 2. We have fourth. The fourth element is 70. So, that is our lower quartile or quartile 1. Dito naman, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 plus 1 is 8 divided by 2 is 4. The fourth element, 1, 2, 3, 4, we have 8, 8. That's our upper quartile. Or this is your quartile 1, quartile 2, and quartile 3. Step 4, find the extreme values. This is the easiest part, and you need to find the largest and smallest data values. So extreme values are 54 and 95. So ito yung lower values, no? Ito yung extreme values na sinasabi na kanina, no? Lower extreme, upper extreme. Yung lower extreme po natin is 54. Upper extreme natin is 95. Tapos, so we can determine the 5 numbers summary for the class of students is 54. Kukunin natin yung no? 54, 70, 80, 88, and 95. Now, we are absolutely ready to draw our box and whisker plot. So, pagkatapos natin kuhanin yung yung extreme values, kukunin natin yung 5. The 5 numbers summary of the class. Lower extreme, quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3, upper extreme. Next, ito na siya. Box and whisker plot. So we have 25%, another 25%. Ito na siya. 50, 70, 80, 88, 95. So we have 25% and another 25%. This one represents your box and whisker plot. Which means yung 80 dito, that's our median. Ito yung kanina, ito yung median po natin. Tapos yung 25% dito, that represents our quartile 3, and the lower 25% represents our quartile 1. So that's what we call your box and whisker plot. Okay? So that ends our module 8.